Water is the second most essential element needed for life. The first one, we all know, right? It's oxygen. No surprise there. You can survive without oxygen for roughly 3 minutes. But did you know that you can only survive without water for a few weeks? Life just does not grow in the absence of water. But here's where it gets interesting: the way you drink your water matters. It's not just about how much, but also about how your body absorbs it. That's correct. You might not be benefiting as much from downing glass after glass as you believe. I ask people all the time, how much water do you drink? And I receive unexpected responses. Some people say, oh, I don't like water. Also, my feet swell if I drink water, or I run to the bathroom all day long. These indicate that the necessary water isn't entering the cells. What then is the solution? Sodium, the third most essential element for life, is needed to transport that water into the cell. And that's only the start. Sodium, you see, is essential, but not just any sodium. Let's explore this further. Seawater naturally contains a large amount of sodium, but this is where things become tricky. You are not benefiting from the salt that is on your kitchen table. Sodium and chloride are the only two harsh minerals found in most table salt. These two minerals are the first to crystallize when salt water evaporates. However, what does man do? He removes those initial crystals, bleaches them, adds aluminum to allow it to flow easily, and boom, there's table salt on you. However, the 90 additional minerals that this table salt need to counterbalance those harsh components are removed. It makes sense that so many people deal with high blood pressure and other medical conditions. Here's the twist. Celtic salt is the excellent salt, the salt that's good for your body. Globally renowned health expert Dr. Barbara O'Neill swears by it, and with good cause. Celtic salt, which is hand-harvested and contains 82 different minerals, is different from regular table salt in that it contains magnesium in its natural forms, such as magnesium chloride, magnesium bromide, and magnesium sulfate. These magnesium types work like sponges to absorb water, assisting your cells in becoming properly hydrated from the inside out. Consider it like providing your cells with something much needed to quench their hunger. However, you may be familiar with Himalayan salt. What about that? Shouldn't it also be healthful? It does contain roughly 75 minerals, which is still pretty good. But Celtic salt has an advantage since it contains 3 different forms of magnesium, which makes it particularly useful for hydration. So, if you're moving to make a decision, why not go for the best? Now, let me share a little secret that might sound too simple to be true, but it's extremely effective. If you have high blood pressure, Dr. O'Neill suggests applying a little crystal of Celtic salt, about the size of a sesame seed, to your tongue before sipping a glass of water. The minerals are instantly absorbed by your mucous membranes, and magnesium functions as a gatekeeper to assist draw that water into the cells where it is most required. You'll find yourself feeling more hydrated, with less trips to the bathroom. The biggest surprise of all is to avoid guzzling water. Sip it slowly throughout the day. But why end there? Let's discuss how the current lifestyle causes dehydration. Many people, especially those trying to lose weight, cut out fats entirely, thinking it will help them slim down. They end up on a high-carb diet with very little fat, fiber, or protein, the very things that give your body the signal to stop eating. In the absence of specific signals, overeating may result. It also prevents water, minerals, and glucose from entering the cells while you're doing that. Your body switches to survival mode, which can result in high blood pressure and other illnesses. It's a vicious cycle. Excessive salt intake is not the only cause of high blood pressure. Other causes include dehydration, deficits in some minerals such as magnesium, and insufficient amounts of vitamin D, which is essential for allowing calcium to enter cells. One thing leads to another like a domino effect. And the best part? All of it is reversible. You can end this loop by implementing tiny, deliberate adjustments. But remember, this affects every single bodily function. It's not only about hypertension or dehydration. Your brain cells shrink when dehydrated, resulting in migraines and negative thought patterns. Similarly, your joints hurt when the 99% water-containing synovial fluid is being used up elsewhere. Your lungs are also impacted. A tiny drop of water is located at the end of each tiny bronchial tube in your lungs. Without it, your lungs can't fully collapse and expand, meaning you're not getting your full quota of oxygen. And I haven't even discussed digestion yet. It may surprise you to learn that the first signs of dehydration are thinner stomach linings. Sodium bicarbonate is included in this lining to counteract gastric acid. You're more prone to ulcers when it's excessively thin. And the story doesn't end there. Water is necessary for the normal operation of your pancreas, which releases hormones like insulin to regulate blood sugar. Your entire digestive system may be affected if you don't have it. So, here's what you do. Start small. Before every glass of water, a tiny pinch of Celtic salt. Drink, do not chug. To raise your potassium levels, eat more fruits and vegetables. A sufficient amount of sunshine is essential for obtaining vitamin D. These modest actions have a significant impact. This brings us to the big surprise. Do you recall that water is the second most essential element for life, as I mentioned earlier? Are you prepared to learn what is on that list that surpasses even sodium? It's potassium, which is rich in fresh fruits and vegetables, is essential for maintaining your body's sodium balance as well as the health and happiness of your cells. Now that you are aware, what are you going to do differently today? Please share your opinions in the comments section below. If this information opened your eyes as much as it did mine, please hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons.